We are gathered here today to bury a pickle nose, armadillo skinned, bury Miss Hazel-E, because that bitch is the most full of shit bitch in the history of life. This bitch, so if y'all didn't see Iyanla's show, Fix My Life, which you know I love me some Fix My Life, because it's a show where she gets in everyone else's business, and you know the king loves to get in your business as long as you stand out of mine. So Hazel-E mom walks in, she got this white furrer, and Iyanla sits down with her, and the mom is just kind of like, you know, I love Erica. Erica's a wonderful girl, but it's this Hazel-E that's the problem. And she's differentiating the fact that you have Hazel-E and that you have Erica. So then she sits Hazel-E down. Hazel-E sits down with this, oh, I'm innocent, and she has this demeanor, and I'm just like, well, maybe this is Erica, because, you know, on Love and Hip Hop, maybe that's Hazel-E, and now we see Erica. Child, it didn't take long for Hazel-E to pop up, because the bitch sat there talking about, well, I don't feel like I've ever done anything degrading. I've never done anything degrading. And what she meant by that was that she never fucked a nigga or had to fuck somebody or use her vagina for anything. But bitch, you was on Love and Hip Hop the first season sucking on young birds' fun-sized penis to get a storyline. So don't sit up on the Iyanla line and telling stories. So Iyanla had to pull up her lyrics discography, or lack thereof, and she had them read them. She said, read them lyrics. She said, pop my butt, pop my butt, pop my butt, pop my butt. Now, I haven't listened to Hazel-E's music, but when she said that her lyrics were pop my butt, the whole time I had to Google Hazel-E's butt, because I don't remember the bitch having a butt, and when I Googled it, Google confirmed that this bitch doesn't have a butt. So it was more like pop my back, pop my laptop, pop my iPad, pop my pancake. I don't know, maybe that should have been the lyrics. Then this bitch Iyanla have a wall with all of these historic African-American women, such as Dorothy Dandridge, Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, and makes her read in Rosa Parks, and makes her read to Rosa Parks. She said, go ahead, read the lyrics. I have everything I want. She said, you know, Rosa Parks wanted a seat on the bus. Hazel-E reveals how her mother suffered from abuse. She was in a very abusive relationship, and she had an image issue, which a lot of women do. A lot of women are, unfortunately, in domestic violence relationships where they get beat up and they put on big sunglasses and they put on makeup because they're conservative and they don't want everyone to notice really what's going on behind closed doors. So Hazel-E and her mother were constantly moving from house to house to try to get away from a man. And then Hazel-E also revealed that she was sexually assaulted at 5 years old by, it looks like, 2 female babysitters. So she has a lot going on. And another thing that disturbed me with Hazel is everyone knows about the tweets that she made in regards to African American or dark women. All of these dark monkey butts are coming for me. Now the bitch tried to hop up on Iyanla Van Sant talking about, oh, well, I thought I was talking about a specific woman, like Mazika. Well, Mazika is not even dark, but that's who you had the problem with, and she's not even a dark butt. But I guess Little Fizz's baby mom, Moniece, and Tierra Marie. But you were saying that your mom taught you that because you're light-skinned, you're always going to be hated on by dark-skinned girls. So you subconsciously have an issue with dark-skinned women. So when you sit on the couch at Iyanla, then say that. Bitch, so then she sits down, it's Iyanla, Hazel-E moms, Erica mom, and Erica, aka Hazel-E, and they talk about the sexual molestation where she was molested by 2 dark-skinned women. And I guess they're insinuating that because she was molested by 2 dark-skinned women, that's the issue that she has with dark-skinned women. Me personally, I'm not buying it. Let me tell you why. Because I've never been a victim of molestation or, you know, anything like that. I think that's horrible, and my heart goes out to anybody who has been through that. But I just don't see that you was molested by someone, and because of the race of that person, you don't like those type of people. So if someone Mexican molested you, you have an issue with Mexicans because a Mexican molests you. If a man molested you, you have an issue with men, or you have an issue with women. Or if a big woman molests you, or a woman with long hair, now you have an issue with women with long hair. I feel like you in general have an issue with dark-skinned women, and you're trying to put it on what happened with these two, pedophile women that did this to you when you're younger, and now you're trying to use that to excuse what you said in the public about dark-skinned women, because you said that your mom taught you that dark-skinned women were always going to hate on you because you was light-skinned. You didn't say it was because you got molested by no dark-skinned women. Why is this just now coming out? Because you're trying to solicit sympathy from the public because of your comments that you made. So now you're trying to say, oh, it wasn't my fault. It was because I was molested by these two women. Keep in mind, the mama didn't even remember that her own daughter was molested by these two black bitches when she was 5 years old. The mom was like, what? When that happened? I don't remember that. Iyanla like, how you ain't remember that your daughter got molested? The mom like, look, I really didn't remember. If it was something that traumatic and it actually happened, I would have remembered it. That's what the mama said, which is why I say, Hazel, you are full of shit. You got dragged for coming for the gay community and coming from the black community, just black women in general, because what you said just doesn't affect dark-skinned women. It affects black women in general. And now you're trying to sit up here and correct your public image. Iyanla said your mom had an issue with image, so you learned from her to try to always protect your image. And that's all you're doing here with this episode of Iyanla. You're full of dog shit, and the shit that you're full of is darker than any dark butt, monkey butt, dark women that you have an issue with, sis, at the end of the day. What I'm trying to explain to you guys is that her being molested had nothing to do with her outbursts for dark-skinned women, because then her mom gets up there and explains her testimony of growing up, she used to get in fights with dark-skinned women because dark-skinned women, she didn't even know these women are girls, dark-skinned girls' names, that she didn't even know the girl's name, and she would get into fights because she was lighter. It's something unfortunate. Colorism is something, horrible that goes on within the depths of the black community, and it's unfortunate. But what we have to do is acknowledge it and not try to blame things that happened to us when we were younger on why you're attacking other dark-skinned women. That's what I'm trying to say. Then, bitch, why Iyanla had Hazel-E and her mom sit down in a circle with light-skinned women and dark-skinned women and have a conversation. Bitch, why they had use what you got to get what you want. Ronnie from the Players Club sit down and explain the story how she was in the Players Club movie and she went to a big-time producer's house and she was with some of her friends and she was outside and they wouldn't let, and he was like, well, who you got with you? And she was like, oh, I got two of my friends. And she was like, oh, well, and I guess the producer was like, some of your friends was too dark. And she was talking about she hurt your feelings. Why every time Ronnie get on TV, it's always in front of a psychiatrist or something, and she's always breaking down crying? She ain't been able to do a movie. She was on Iyanla before, and she was talking about how she, had violent outbursts against her mom and stuff like that. Ronnie, you were supposed to use what you got to get what you want. Stop messing with the chump chains. And you out here messing with the chump chains, sis. And I need you to get it the fuck together because you was the one supposed to teach me. And I'm just trying to, you know what? I'm only telling you this because I'm tired of fucking around with you.
All right, you white motherfuckers. All eyes on me. If I catch you looking at anything else, I'm gonna beat your ass like a runaway slave. Start the music.
All in all, I thought the episode was pretty good. It was just Erica Hazel-E trying to solicit sympathy from the public for the rancid, violent things she said about the gay community and the black community. And, she knew she was wrong and she knew it was no way it was going to affect her bag. You can't come for, communities like that and then expect to make money. There were a lot of dark-skinned women who supported you. There were a lot of homosexual men and women who supported you, and you've alienated them. And I don't think it's anything that you could do to kind of fix it. Blaming the fact that you got molested, especially when a lot of dark-skinned women and a lot of gay men and women were molested when they were younger, and they don't use that to attack community. So you can't do that, Hazel-E. And I know all Hazel-E was trying to do was solicit sympathy from the public, because before the episode aired, she was all going at Cardi B for her recent success and talking about how Cardi B won't freestyle because Oprah said that she was listening to Cardi B's new album, but she didn't put it on the official Oprah Instagram. She put it on the Oprah Magazine Instagram. So Hazel makes a post like, oh, bitch, Iyanla told me to chill for 90 days, but bitch, it's been 90 days, so I'm about to let these bitches know why when you was on the Breakfast Club and you was on Ebro, they ain't asked you to freestyle. But it's like, Hazel, you can't even rap. The song that you made, that you was reading the lyrics to, was Pop My Butt, Pop My Butt, Pop My Butt, and Iyanla kept referring to you as a singer. So Iyanla don't even know what the fuck you do. So why Iyanla didn't ask you to freestyle, bitch? And then you're coming at Cardi, but aren't you on here trying to fix your life and be more nicer towards women and not lashing out violently towards women? I thought that's why you were here. No, you're here to try to fix your public image so you can get some more bookings. But bitch, nobody was booking pickles before, and they ain't booking Pickle Nose bitches now, okay? But what I did like about the episode is that Iyanla used it as a talking point to talk about colorism, homophobia, and historical black women. So I applaud Iyanla for a wonderful episode. As far as Hazel, she's done, she's finished, and she could take that Pickle Nose and go right downtown. Thank you guys for watching. Flykingi in his castle, minding your business as long as you stay out of his. And I will see you next time. I will be talking about Beyonce at Coachella because, girl, she killed it. And I will be watching The Housewives tonight. And I will be talking about this bitch, Chloe. I've been waiting to talk about Chloe because the story's been developing, but I got some shit to say about Chloe. And you guys are going to love it. Some hot tea boiling. It's the Fly King.